Running back and forth to your ex, or should you get back with your ex or not? Um, Everyone can relate to this question. Some of us have a tendency of yo-yoing more than others. Some are done and they're done. But most of us can relate to the temptation at least. And it reminds me of a couple of quotes that going back to your ex is like breaking back into Alcatraz. I love that one. And then also the one with the picture of Gene Wilder, Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, and he's looking and he's like, "Oh, I hear you're getting back with your ex. That should work out great this time." And you know, the point about it is this: getting back with your ex most of the time is about scarcity. It's about not really understanding that you're abundant, that well-being abounds, and that when something no longer suits you, or if someone feels you no longer suit them, or it's just not anymore adding to your life but draining you, because you forget sometimes that a relationship is to add to your life, to uplift you, support you, and celebrate life with. It's not supposed to be dramatic and hurtful. And, I'm not saying you can't learn from those things, because you can. But the point is that sometimes we forget what we're having a relationship for, and it becomes something that is based upon fear and not really wanting to be alone and things like this, which is scarcity and not really knowing how abundantly you are. I love to use the analogy of being in a grocery store and you're picking apples, and you come across an apple that's got some rotten spots on it, and you're like, "Oh, but I can cut off that part, and there's some good parts on there, and I can salvage some parts." Do you do that, or do you say next, because there's tons of apples to choose from? And so when you think about that, that's how you can think about life, because there's no scarcity. There are better suited people for you or for the person who left you. Um, because the fact is that even if somebody's everything that you want and you didn't want to leave them, really what you want is somebody that does want you and does feel like they want to be there, as right for you as you think that they are. They're not right enough if they don't want you as well. So you're not really losing anything. And all relationships are eternal anyway. So they're not going anywhere. They're just like somewhere else, at their house or in another city or another state, still existing, still being themselves. So you don't really ever lose anybody. You always gain. So the problem is that you can't read the next chapter if you keep rereading the old one. And and sometimes even a person is there in your life just to make you a better person for who's really supposed to be there. And there's so many wonderful quotes going around that I like to use and collect to make lotion out of them and rub them on my skin daily. I mean, they really are. I've created a buffet of quotes that I use. I have them in my phone, or I'll read them before I go to bed at night, depending on what my soul needs. It's creating a spiritual buffet for yourself and paying attention to what you need. So the point is that getting back with your ex and yo-yoing a lot, or if you should or shouldn't, most of the time, if you think about it, you'll find fear based upon your motives. Because if you really knew that there was plenty to choose from, that was not anything that, the best way to put it is, relationships are like broken glass sometimes. And sometimes it's easier to just move on than to hurt yourself putting it back together. And that's a good one. I like to remember that. There's a lot of really good quotes out there about keeping your eyes forward thinking about what's coming to you, because everything is a clarifying experience. It helps you clarify what would make it better. So in every moment that it wasn't what you wanted and what you preferred, you thought simultaneously, about what you really wanted. And that's what you have waiting for you. And your job now is to line up with that, line up with it and get ready for it. Put yourself in a place of expectation. And again, it depends on what side of the fence that you're on. If you were the one being left, or if you were the one unhappy and you left and they want you back, there's a little variations with this, but generally speaking, getting back with your ex tends to be more fear based. And um, so the point is usually follow your intuition, and don't make decisions based on fear. Make them based on inspiration that is founded in excitement and forward thinking and feeling. Um, so if you have any other questions that are more specific about getting back with your ex or issues you're having with that, feel free to ask me. I'll create a video just for you, or for anyone that you think has some issues that you're at a loss for trying to help them. Certainly let me know what those are and I'll help you as well. And don't forget to share the video and like the group page. Thank you.